Hey, what's up guys? Books Nelson here, back with another video, and today we'll be talking about what is in store for us tomorrow for my team as the beginning of season 7 is upon us. So let's get right into the content. Whew. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. This looks kind of grim. Let's just talk about what's happening. First, let's go to the collection. We'll talk about this GOAT series stuff in a moment. The collection. So the Galaxy Opals are Time Lord, Cam Whitmore, Wally Scissorback, and Emmanuel Quickly. I do not expect any of these cards to be very good. Maybe Time Lord will be okay, but he's undersized. If he can't play the small forward, this is just probably an all bad collection. Hopefully it'll be better than I think, but Wally and Cam really need to be good because Emmanuel Quickly has no chance of playing on anyone's lineup unless you are related to Emmanuel Quickly or the biggest Toronto Raptors fan in the world. Right? Because he has a jump scare release and we don't have time for that. Special inserts, another James Harden, 100 overall, another Kareem, another Scotty Barnes, Chris Paul, troll card, Paul Pierce, the release is probably going to make him a troll card, right? Hopefully not. Hopefully the release is sped up to the point that it's better, but they haven't been changing the bases consistently with these dark matters. So we'll see if Paul Pierce has a competitive release that allows him to be good, because he does have good animations. And honestly, Paul Pierce cards should be good. And I say this as a Knicks fan and a Lakers fan, honestly, who has no reason to do anything but despise Paul Pierce. But Paul Pierce was a great player, and he should be getting great cards for fans of Paul Pierce, for Boston fans. We need to clean up his animations and make him one of the people who's usable. He's actually a historically great player. As intolerable as he can be whenever he opens his mouth, Paul Pierce was a great scorer, and he should be a great scorer in my team. He should never be a troll card. You got to fix that. So let's move on to this GOAT stuff. Okay, I'm just going to explain this because it's not really written in a way that is very easy to understand. So basically, there's going to be several of these cards, right? Like we see here, there are several Larry Birds. The Dark Matter is going to be able to play different positions than the Opal and the 100 overall and the GOAT, right? The Opal you get from doing the challenge. Look at his card art. His card art is even sad. He's like, I'm going to be a troll card. Maybe he won't, but hopefully he's a good card. But yeah, the Opal you can get from doing the challenge. If you complete all of the challenges as they come throughout the season, they'll happen every week. We'll get a new challenge. You'll get a new Opal. The Opal will always be a version of the GOAT card. And you finish all of the challenges. I think they said 6 of them. Then you get the Dark Matter Phil Jackson coach card. Right? So that is what this GOAT series stuff is about. Every week, there'll be a new GOAT card. Special insert, right, is, I believe, yeah. So let's look at this. The first GOAT series release will be included with the Unfazed, featuring James Harden and Larry Bird, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I believe it's just a special insert. They're telling you what the reward is. Score 60 with any player against the Hawks. That should be pretty easy. If you guys want to know how to do that very, very easily, I have a tutorial here about scoring against the computer. If it's in 5v5, if it's in triple threat, triple threat, you just shoot leaners all day. But yeah, I think all of these, so it's 4 Dark Matter Larry Birds is what it says. And they all play different positions. And how do we get all of those? So each week, a new My Team GOAT will release with a collection of GOAT cards. At the top of the My Team Power Tower, I'm like that phrasing. What is that? That's not a real phrase. No, there's no, unless you actually put a Tower of Power in the game, like that's not a real thing. Why are you saying this? Who's writing this? Who's doing copy over there at 2K? Are you outsourcing this? Is this AI? Did you chat GPT this release? They will be accompanied by alternate versions of blah, blah, blah. So what I don't understand is how you get the Dark Matter cards. If you guys know how to get the Dark Matters, let me know. Because it says the special insert is James Harden. And it just says GOAT Series Larry Bird here. And it says he's included in the Unfazed. So yeah, so the GOAT Series are all special inserts. And I guess there's just a bunch of Larry Birds in there and you're trying to get all of them. The only way this is not absolutely awful is if the odds of getting a Larry Bird are somewhat reasonable. because you're going to get an Opal Larry Bird. Hopefully the card's not trash. Hopefully these Opals aren't troll and not deliberately bad. But even with that, if you want one of these Dark Matters, if they're the same as the odds of the other Dark Matters, all this does is give you a higher chance of duplicates. So if you really want Dark Matter Kareem to improve your team, now instead of just dodging troll Chris Paul and, you know, possibly troll Paul Pierce, I assume Scotty Barnes will be fine. Now you got to dodge, what, 5, 6, no, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Larry Birds, right? Because if you get one Larry Bird, you're cool. You can't play both of them. I'm extremely confused by the duplicate collection. Like, they're calling it the GOAT series. It's the duplicate series. What is the point of having several versions of one card? Like, for instance, season, I don't know, was it 1 or 2? We got Wilt Chamberlain. I have 2 Wilts. The only thing the second Wilt ever does is go on exhibitions. He serves no purpose. The other Wilt is the one who plays, right? The better one who plays. Position-wise, I can understand, like, okay, but really, there's only 3 positions, but yet there's 4 cards, and you would never play him at center. I do not. And then there's the 100 overall, right? I do not understand what's going on here, guys. Let me know what you think. I think this is weird. I think this is really weird. It's tripling down on, or sextupling down on special inserts, which we obviously hate. The Galaxy Opals in the collection stink, and there are only 4 of them. The bright side to this is possibly that locking in might be cheaper, because I assume the prices of the Opals will come down. The dark side is there are less cards and less opportunities to have a good card. And what they said early on was that most of the cards would be available in the player market. And now look at how many. You've got 18,000 Larry Birds, not including the free challenge one, and then the 5 Dark Matters that are all locked behind gambling and a lock-in. And then you've got the Opals, which are the only ones you can get. And one of them is just so troll. Like this Emmanuel Quickly. If I was doing a tier list, I'd probably rate him F tier. And I love Quick, right? Again, Knicks fan. Once a Knick, always a Knick. I love Emmanuel Quickly. I will never use this card. There's nothing they can do to get me to use this card if they don't change his release. And they're obviously not going to do that because he's an Opal. So it's like, we don't want any of these cards. And we're locking in for a chance to most likely get Scotty Barnes and Chris Paul or Paul Pierce, when all you want most likely is Kareem. 100 overall James Harden is going to be 0.0000001% odds, like all 100 overalls. Or maybe I'll get one of 16 Larry Birds. So even if you were pulling packs and you lock in a Larry Bird, after that, every time you see Larry Bird, you're just like, I don't want to see this card anymore. Especially once you get the SG version of him, right? The shooting guard version of him. Because, I mean, you're not going to play him at, that's the funny thing, is like, you're not playing him at power forward. You're not playing him at center. So if you get the Dark Matter power forward center version of this card, that's like an unusable version of the card, right? Like, who's running 6'8", 6'9" Larry Bird at power forward center? Especially as you think of, like, as the season goes forward, and we're going to get 6'10", 6'11", 7-foot power forwards. I mean, obviously we already have them, but they'll be even more available as time goes on, as content goes on. So even if you're super hyped about this Dark Matter Larry Bird at power forward center when you first get him, he's not going to be in your lineup in a week, most likely, right? Like the Tuesday, I wouldn't be surprised if the Tuesday content knocks him out of your lineup, even if you get him. So really, you want one of these 3 Larry Birds. So there's even like a troll Larry Bird in there. Man, yeah. Guys, please like and subscribe. We are less than 25 subs away from 1,000. I cannot believe I'm even saying those words. You have been absolutely fantastic in support of the channel. The conversations have been in the comment section have just been awesome. I love the community that we're building here. And listen, despite everything that's going on, I'm going to rock with 2K going forward. I buy 2K every year. I love basketball too much. But if the game is terrible, I'm going to be right here talking about it. We're going to at least keep this going all the way through the beginning of 2K25. And once we figure out 2K25, we'll see where it goes from there. But we're going to go strong you know, at least until that point, no matter how bad it gets. And let me tell you, what this looks like to me, this looks really bad. I will say the challenges to get to Phil Jackson, you know, so every week, one of these opals is going to be behind a challenge like this, like the 60 points. And once you do all 6, you'll get Dark Matter Phil Jackson. So we're guaranteed a really good coach, which is very cool. You know, that's a cool idea. Getting an opal from the challenges every week is a cool idea. And getting an opal of a big name like Larry Bird is a cool idea. But who cares about the opal when there's 17 Dark Matters in the same packs? And not to mention a GOAT I didn't even bring up the GOAT version in the 100 overall because they're just going to be so hard to pull. I can't even imagine what those odds are going to be. So I will say the only thing that could possibly save this, and I don't even want to say save, but make this digestible, is if the dark matter odds are like way up. You know, like if you spend 100,000 MT, you're basically guaranteed to get a dark matter. That's what the odds need to be, because this looks really, really rough. And on that note, I will see you guys in the next video, which won't be very long. Catch you in the next one. Peace.